Dear, we literally talked for 40 minutes.
Well, that's what America does to men.
Yeah, it kind of does.
And sometimes you air stuff out. I'll be really pulling for you.
Yeah.
What do people want to hear? If you're
Well,
not okay,
we're
this is a
live
real
right now.
question.
Just
Okay.
you can still ask it if you want, but we're live.
No. I'll DM this.
Okay.
Is that okay? Is that like what I would say? Theoretically?
Hang on. Sorry, I'm just tweeting out the shit for the podcast. He said.
Is that theoretically the move?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I almost said I'll be
praying for you.
Yeah, because that's just my natural inclination.
I don't give a shit. I appreciate thoughts and prayers, even if
T's and P's. That's what Pat McAfee always says. T's and P's. When Halliburton went down, he said that T's and P's, and I was like, "This is not the time, Pat."
That's like
the time of mourning.
I saw it earlier whenever Rolling Stone and the Wall Street Journal reported about the list and a certain somebody being on it. Yeah. I saw everybody going either thoughts and prayers, jokingly, or the clip of, have you seen the dude that like walks into a convenience store and he's like, you're friends with them. And somebody tweeted at I will share this with you later, but somebody tweeted at JD Vance is like, your friend's a PDF. Your friend.
Oh
your friend.
My goodness!
I was like, oh my god, this is great.
Oh,
loved every second of it.
Oh dear.
I need his crossover 182.
Oh.
JPEG.
Oh, another. I know you can't really talk about it, but you can at least just say it's cool while I talk about it. But Disney World dropped a Hollywood Studios thing, and they're adding Mickey Sorcerer's hat back to the park, and a whole interactive animation experience and an indoor park, like playground for kids. So, dude, they're up in the playgrounds and stuff for kids. Nelly might have a good time. Everything they keep adding for kids, I keep going like nice, because it's like something I can do with her when I get there. Because I can lie, Hollywood Studios is not for kids.
No, it never really was. That, and I mean, Epcot's a little bit more so, but Hollywood Studios definitely was not.
Yeah, with Frozen, Epcot is a kid's like, oh, that's a kid's killer.
The Norway
that up.
Or the
Oh, we're taking my nieces on this trip in September, and that's like must stop. Yep. We're going to ride Frozen, and we're going to meet Elsa, and that is, you're doing it. Like, there's no question those two little girls are gonna go get their picture with Elsa. Yep. Well, Eleanor wants to see Anna. Because she's a little sister, so the little sister picked Anna.
Yep.
That's who she was kind of given, though. she's not Elsa. She's
all right, we're kicking this off. Welcome everybody to episode 182 of the Crossover Podcast. I'm sure chat will pick up as time goes on this episode, because I didn't anticipate this being a drama-filled episode beyond the depressing shit that we got to go over. But here we are. Today turned out to be something interesting. Before we get into that, I will say, if you want to join the Shy Knockers LTA Fantasy group, I tweeted out the link earlier today. LTA Fantasy is back up. You'll be able to see my prediction or my pick'ems and who I'm going with on the pit on Friday. I reveal it there every time. But we are now over 100 people deep in the Shy Knockers.
Wow.
Yep.
Dude. So. And you just put that in community, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's over 100 people. It carries over from last play. So we had 92, or we had like 95 from before, and like 10 more joined now. So like, I don't know where I stand in terms of like non-team affiliated communities, but we got to be up there decently. 100 people is not anything to scoff at. Of course,
No.
Carly is going to say W jersey on the FlyQuest jersey. Why am I not surprised? Designer of the jersey compliments her own jersey. A nice little pat on the back right there.
Nothing about my jersey.
No,
My jersey's cool.
you ain't gonna get shit for yours.
All right.
Sorry.
Whatever. You're making
Uh
me select a favorite team again.
yeah, it made me do that as well. Which, by the way, slap in the face, given everything right
Yeah, I
now.
was about to say.
Real bitch move. Okay, was not happy. I did change my colors. Uh, I put my emblem to green and gold for optic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Fair enough.
going optic colors because. Let's get into it. Fuck it. I'll let you say your shit and ask whatever question. I go ahead.
I mean, as well, first off, I'll say congrats. You're on your second team now. I was a slow catch up, but I caught up a lot faster than you would think
Quick.
someone would catch up.
Quick.
And take a lead on team. But you're right back with me. So all in all, this podcast is on a very solid run of between two people. We're on team 6 now, if whenever you pick a team.
Yep.
So we move. We move in silence. We kill teams here. That's just what we do.
The crossover
I mean-
title became more fitting than we could have ever imagined.
Like, we literally just go, I'm picking the team, and they go, I'm going to run this into the ground. I hate you. And we're like, okay. I don't know what you wanted me to do.
It's tragic too because like I picked my one team that I pick outside of this, like my original esports team, still exists and is thriving. It's just in the game that I love most that I can't catch a fucking break.
Yep.
Like I've somehow been able to be Greenwall, even though like we had that weird time where we were the Chicago Huntsmen, but either way, it was still like the same spirit of optic, just slightly different. That it was like, oh man, that life fucking hates me.
Yeah, it's not fun losing teams. I mean, I honestly watching your stream, I was like, he looks so sad. I mean, he'll come out of it, but he's so sad. I doubt he even knows what he wants to do. I doubt you'll care about this split. Like, it's gonna go away. Maybe you will. But then in your video, when you're like, I don't really care, I was like, yeah, I feel that. Like, every time my team says we're bouncing, it's harder to care. I mean, luckily with the RNG, they're kind of a shell shock experience. Yeah. So it was like, I at least gotta sit it out. But it was also tough about NRG, like RNG. I just never got into it.
He said RNG.
RNG. NRG, yeah. It's hard to get into something that they like didn't ever seem really that sold.
Yeah.
On outside of like the promotional pieces that when they came on the podcast and talked to us, that one made me think maybe they do care. And then, you know, as the season went on, you could kind of tell that was cooked because viewership was bad. Yeah. But like Shopify, at least you feel like they care. I think that's good. For you, it's really must blow because you're on team number 2 and you got to actually emotionally connect to team number 2. And then they left. I don't really have that experience, luckily.
I got to announce like the two things I will say is like my pride and joy. I got to announce our summer split schedule back in 2023. Yep. Like that was my video that we filmed. It took forever to edit for some stupid reason because like the media team there was like doing 20 different things and it's like, guys, could we get the schedule out soon?
Yeah.
Whatever. But the second was like, and this wasn't league related. It was just Bronzy, who he's part of their Apex team. He was like a coach, but he like stepped in. But he also does their apparel over there. He shot me the 100 Thieves like summer essentials line back in I think it was also 2023, and I got to be the first one in the world to show that off, which was fucking cool. Was really fucking cool. I was hoping that would lead to something more, but you know.
Yeah. Well, it did lead to more.
It led to more
It
heartache.
led to, yeah, more pain and maybe more gain one day. Do you? Well, I will say the one thing I'm wondering the most is do you feel like you're going to start falling in love with other teams this
No,
season
no,
and broadening that out more? Or do you feel like this is just, does this season almost feel kind of a wash already, the
it's a
split?
wash. I
It's a
like
wash?
this is the least excited I've
Hmm.
ever been for a split of North American League of Legends. And I'm not going to be able to hide that. Like, luckily, I think the pit will do. I mean, the pit viewership struggles as North America struggles, but like, that's a series that like
Yeah.
helps keep me in touch with everything. Like, I enjoy where that side of content's at, but like, I, I could like it. I should be excited that we're playing Team Liquid this weekend, and all I'm thinking is, I wonder if TL would buy out Quid. Would that be a good home for Quid? I'm thinking about like, I feel like I'm rehoming a dog.
Yeah.
Like that's what I legitimately feel like right now with like all the players on 100
That's
Thieves. Like
bad.
just trying to make sure that like they end up somewhere decent before I make my decision whenever that time comes. But it's like I can't even think about it right now. I can't like
Hmm.
I wish I could say I was excited for the split. But like I watched that trailer and it was a banger video. But the thing I didn't tweet out because there's no point in tweeting out like negativity of it. It's like I saw Sniper there and it was just like normally I see a 100 Thieves player there and it, amps you up and it's like, yeah, like that's cool. And I just saw him was like,
Yep.
okay, sure, whatever.
Yep.
I don't know.
I mean, it's got to be tough. I know, like the NRG almost whole year felt like a wash for me because it was just not, it was tough to get into a new team, and it felt like it took a while. And then them quitting right off the bat this year with Shopify, it feels the same again. Like it's very tough getting into something new. Especially it's harder when like that continual leaving.
Yep.
I'm hoping whoever you end up landing on or whatever you end up landing on is something more permanent. But like you said, it's hard to pick a team
I mean, I'm
in
blessed
your
to
video.
be in the position where when the time comes, I'm gonna sit there and actually try and have conversations with people. Like I legitimately want to schedule
Yeah.
calls with people from the orgs and just talk to them
Hmm.
because I personally see myself as a resource for many. I want to know that you are committed to the same ideals as me. Like I'm
Hmm.
many like shopping myself to them as a content creator in a way. So
Yeah.
like I'm taking every precaution I can to being like, okay, I'm not just gonna go based on vibes and feel. Like I'm not
Yep.
in the position where like that's a smart thing. I can tell you, it sure is fucking gonna be Dignitas. Throwing that out there.
You're not gonna be
So
their savior.
no, absolutely not. It's fine. Like no. The hardest thing for me is gonna be like depending on who comes in for that slot. Like who are you able to overcome years of history where you weren't a part of it and were actively cheering against it
Yeah.
to then be fine? And that I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume Cloud9. I don't think you could do that.
I look, I don't want to be a dick, like because I know like many people on their staff have reached out and have been really nice. And that like,
Yeah.
hang on, Luna's pulling at her food bowl real quick. Let me
Yeah, you're good.
get her some food
I just
before
know
she
the way you are and the way I am, it's impossible to cheer for a team that you genuinely felt like you're against for so long. But
but
and what's up, Thrax? But it's also it's they are a great opportunity and they're great work. It's just the issue is I know the way you cheer and the way I cheer doesn't fit with cheering for somebody that you kind of know as your rival in a
yeah,
sense.
like like I have respect for them as an org. I have respect to everybody that is involved with C9. but there's no world where like cheering for them is authentic in any way, shape, or form. Like, and
Yeah.
I don't like what they're like the mass expansion through EWC. Uh, that honestly just bugs me. I can't do it. I hate to be the one to say it, like, and I know people keep preaching it and people keep saying it in the comments, and I doubt this will go like beyond this podcast, so I don't need to worry about it like spreading like wildfire. But see, it's not going to be C9.
Yeah.
The only way it would be is if like Jack comes in and is like, hey, we want to rebrand as like we have a Call of Duty team. We're gonna swap the league team to be the New York C9. That's
Oh,
the
I see.
that
Yeah,
that's
that
the
would. Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
only like you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a different because then
Yeah.
you're basically rebranding in a way, and like you're
That get
embrace
you.
that would get me. If there's a team that like legitimately wants to take that chance in New York and like wants to pull the trigger, that can overcome
Mhm.
history because we're basically starting something brand new.
Yep.
That's fine. Like you want to do that? I'll tell you right now, C9 got me. Because then that feels new.
Yeah.
Like you're starting a new like you are them making this place home. And like it
I
fully
could see
embrace.
that. NYC9. I
Yeah.
like that con.
I love that. That'd be great.
But yeah, that probably won't. I mean,
No, it
odds are it doesn't happen.
odds are it doesn't. But I just want to be clear when I say that C9's out, there is a case where they could.
Yeah.
And that's it. Negathrax, the news is that 100 Thieves is officially leaving at the end of the split. They are gone.
Yeah. I mean, it's the writing was on the wall for that too. I think that did help you a little bit
It did.
in it not being as terrible. I think it could have been a lot worse if it would have been. Well, the timing is pretty bad. Picking
I'll be honest with you.
is it
This
not?
this is going to be controversial. I wish they would have left last year.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think that's a
I
fair take.
don't. This year feels like a real wash for me personally, and like I think they would have
Yeah,
been better off. Like I know Riot didn't want them to leave, but like if you were gonna go, like if the writing was on the wall and they knew that Riot was gonna pick another partner and not pick them,
I think
I would rather have not.
for Riot, they wanted to use it obviously as a buffer time to pick their new team, but that does suck for the fans because that is a waste of fans' time for basically a season. Like a whole season is now a wash
Yeah.
for them. It's so tough because it makes me think about all the teams that have left lately. Like most of them, right? You would say left because and they weren't really adding a ton fan base wise. So maybe it's not the end of the world. And viewership's been so bad, you gotta try something new. But I don't know if what they've been trying new has really been
No,
great.
no, it hasn't.
Like Disguised hasn't really led anywhere. My team hasn't led anywhere.
Your guys'
Viewership
content is
pumping
picking up. I
wise.
will say. Did you see the video that they released today?
No, I haven't.
Pretty.
I haven't been
I
on
would say go
YouTube
watch
at
it.
all.
Like you
I
guys
need
have
to get
you guys
back
have
on there.
you guys have been stepping up. I will say that you have been stepping up.
Yeah, I just mean none of those teams like are drawing people to the league, you know,
Oh
or
god, no,
growing it.
no, nobody's bringing new viewership to the league right now.
Yeah,
They're every team is just like piggybacking off of the recycled viewers that we had from 8 years ago that have slowly been waiting to leave. Basically,
yeah,
that's where we're at, which is tragic. But
yeah,
I don't know what you do other than hope for some stability and hope that somebody can make a goddamn change.
yep. I mean, whoever they bring in, I'm guessing it's like a Sentinels or something, you know.
That I mean, that's
Which
my guess. Yeah.
Sentinels, I don't know how they're gonna do. Maybe they bring in this huge fan base that like really cares about League or something. But the way Sentinels does finances does worry me. Like they're pretty bad org on realizing what actual cost is and how it functions, how league functions. So it's kind of tough to like sit here and go, man, this at least they're gonna replace them with somebody I can be confident in or move to that team, because I essentially have done that now and like moved to the team that replaced mine. But there's no real like remnants left. I think it's just Revan at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like I I mean, I still like, obviously if TSM ever came back or Optic ever came back for you, we would both jump back in
Oh,
a
dude.
hurry. I mean, so it kind of makes it tough. It makes it so weird to watch sports in a way where you're like watching teams you don't care about as much. It's very rough.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, like they've been doing some internationals I don't really care about. I think this is the first time like international playing, and I genuinely didn't watch a season.
I mean, EWC, I think that's fair. Like,
But I would watch back in the day, dude. During IEMs, I'd watch IEMs.
yeah, because
I'd take
I mean,
anything I
if
could
TSM
get.
was there, yeah, like obviously.
Well,
Would
I'd
you?
watch other teams.
Well,
I was watching as much league as I could get, but now it's like, dude, who really cares? Because I wanted to see how the rest of NA was doing, you know.
yeah.
But EWC is like so poorly timed. Also, at least IEM was during a good time.
Yeah.
Like it
Having
wasn't
this right after MSI is like, dude, do
Yeah,
we really
so
fucking
silly.
care?
Yeah, and I know that's not what we're talking about right now. It's just thinking about all the things they've done lately, right? Decision making. I mean, taking into account the name change, the league, like, what is it? Cross conference play stuff.
Yep.
It's just all like, what is happening? And where is the vision going? Because at some point we have to reverse. But reversing at this point from like 60,000 viewers to 65,000, they'll be like, we had growth. And it's like,
Yep.
yeah, that's technically growth. That is fair. It's on a technical note, that's growth. But also, like, it's just hard. It's hard as a league fan to, like, sit here and all the teams are gone. I mean, where's that photo Con posted? 7 of the 10 are gone
Yep.
from 2023.
Yep.
It's rough. That's a lot of history. Especially, I've been watching since 2014, so I have 11 years in. Like, and there's pretty much no history left. Like,
No, there's none. Like FlyQuest history, like the current
it's all
iteration
pretty
of
new.
the current
Yeah.
iteration of FlyQuest just started back in 2023. Like that,
I mean,
that's still new. And then TL is, I mean, TL's the one. Like TL and C9 are
TL and
it.
C9, yeah. And I mean, I was a fan back in the day when C9 was the new kids on the block. Like, they were a problem new kid, and I was a fan of the, legacy org that is now not legacy, and C9 is the legacy. And FlyQuest, they had a cool story. I mean, there were so many times they got so close, and then they finally got over. But they've gotten over the hump in an era where it's like it's kind of weird because they finally got over the hump, but there's like nobody left.
Yeah.
That they got over the hump to beat, you know? It's only like the other two, there's like 2 teams left of all. I guess 3, because 100 Thieves was around when they finally did it.
Yep.
But it was like so weird and oddly timed. It's just this is a strange experience. Watching people slowly rise in a league because everyone else just died and went away, like, is.
But I mean, they are doing better internationally than any team has in like the last like 5 years. So
yeah, for sure.
So despite everybody else crumbling around them, they are significantly better. I don't want to take that away from them in any way, shape, or form.
It does help for them. The formats help a lot. I'll say that.
A little bit.
I think the formats help them a ton. If I'll just say, when NA was a lot more competitive internationally, and TSM had the year where the Victor kills double lift, the crown on a double lift situation. If that TSM just had to beat some EU teams and NA teams to get to a best of 5 with Korea and actually get the tournament, you know?
Yep.
I think that does change the story for them all.
You're not wrong. Like, look, there's a reason why they changed the world's format after 2022. Like, because the writing,
Yeah.
like, it was very clear. Like, if you keep this format, one, it was kind of a dog shit format to begin with, if we're being honest.
Yes, yes.
It was not great. But if you keep that format, you will never see, not that you will never see, but the odds of you seeing a North American and European team consistently get out of group stage ever again is slim to none.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't mean to like discredit Flyquest hard. It's just they haven't beat an Eastern team yet. So it's one of those where I'm like watching, and it is good though that NA fans have hope. So I should just stop there and not be a Debbie Downer and be an old head. I should just let people be happy. So I'll let them be happy. Yeah.
You know who I'm not gonna let
I'm
be
just
happy?
a salty old man.
You know who I'm not gonna let be happy?
Who?
Digging sauce.
Well, did you see who their one fan is?
I know
Girl eating mold.
she was in my replies on Twitter earlier. Literally,
I mean, you have
did
to
you
eat mold
did you
to
see
be
the
a fan,
exchange?
bro.
Did you see the exchange?
No.
I so for context for those that are watching that have not seen the video, first and foremost, Dignitas released a video today announcing that Surdy was going to be benched and is basically becoming a content creator for them.
Hmm.
It was Surdy the entire video saying everything. And he aired out some dirty laundry, or not dirty. Yeah, he aired out grievances, said it was like toxic environment. We need to start questioning Rigby, in my opinion, as a coach at this point. If like this is like coming out like this, but I tweeted out that the video is wild to see because in a normal world, you would see management release their own video talking about their vision of the future for the organization alongside this. And you would have like this idea of like, okay, fans can go along with this. Like, this is why we're doing it. This is why we're going to improve. You still allow Surdy to publish this video entirely. Like, I think this video absolutely has its purpose, but that should go on his own channel as a content creator, which you're now boasting him to be, and not on the main Dig channel. Or if you're going to put it on the main Dig channel, it has to be after the Orga said their piece with that, and you can have a discussion around it. He literally just aired shit out, and like now it's up to the public to fucking figure everything else out. So the timing on it's wild. I don't think you're building any fans on that. And the exchange with the person in chat that you mentioned was basically, they said, are we really going to harp on Dig for the one bad thing that they've done? Like, just let people be, which I think was trolling and debate and bait. So I put my reply that I put the Silvix there, and they were like, oh, that's too long, I'm not reading it, and then put an opinion afterwards. And it's like, well, I'm checked out of this fucking conversation. If you sit here and try and respond and say something, I give you my response to that, and you say, oh, I'm not reading it, I'm fucking done with the conversation. I'm over it. So that's it. That's pretty much it. I'm assuming it's sarcasm. I hope it's sarcasm, but like, I'm not worrying myself with it. It's like, oh my god.
Girl who eats mold hasn't applied anything else. I get what
That's
she
fine, I'm waiting.
means. That people are trying to be. I can get where Dig fans would come from, right? I didn't even know, but they do, and we should be nice to them because at this point we do need every fan we can get. Like,
I'm sorry. I don't
No,
think
I know, I know.
it's not
What you're
being
saying
mean
isn't
to
mean.
sit here and
I
say
know.
that I objectively disagree. When people are like, "Oh, let's not cause a stink on this." Now, if I disagree, I'm going to cause a stink. You should learn from this.
Yeah, never mind.
And Dig management,
right.
I'm sorry, but you're fucking incompetent. You are. Like, you literally sit here. Where was the bakery tweet? Somebody linked me, or I'm sure Beans has it, of bakery saying that like Surdy's the guy that they were chasing. He was the prodigy. He was the one that like they wanted to work with the most. You want to work with them the most, you immediately bring them into a system and say, hey, fuck everything you know. You're about to mold to this system, and if you can't, you're out. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? What are we talking about here?
We don't know who he's out for still. I mean, it's allegedly Photon, but We're
Like,
still sitting here like, okay. And we play soon. Very
we
soon.
play in 3 days.
Yeah.
We play in three
Incredibly
days, and not shit has been announced. And the only thing you put out there
Uh,
was a video on your main socials shitting on your own org.
well, yes, and I don't have a response for that. I don't.
Like, how? Like, and
don't think
I
that's
look,
good.
I DM'd or not DM. I replied to Sylvix and was like, bro, you can't sit here and tell me that that video is gonna build you fans.
No, it's not.
It's not. And if you want, like, how, like, every video, every piece of content you put out there, you should always think in the back of your mind, will this help grow fandom? Will this help grow fandom of either you as an individual, like, or anything else that benefits it? The thing that's mind blowing to me the most, you know how we've preached about how teams need content creators and all this shit to, like, help coach
Yeah.
and do that. So the guy that just shit on your org and the toxic culture within that you benched, that's now becoming a content creator, he's going to be the one that you're putting your brand assets behind to co-stream your games.
They announced he's co-streaming.
He said in the video he's co-streaming Dignitas games.
When did you say that? When did I? How did I miss
In the
that?
first like 25 seconds, because everything else after that nullified the entire announcement.
Yeah. Okay, that must have been why. I didn't even think about that. To be honest, I completely forgot.
That's like, think about how big of a deal announcing a content creator for
Yikes.
your org should be.
I'm a little stupid though. Yeah.
Like, it should be this big thing where it's a rallying moment for fans. That it's like, hey, yeah, we're gonna go cheer on Surdy and we're gonna cheer on Dignitas and this team. And in this situation, it's like, yeah, we're gonna go cheer on the guy that got benched by the org that he's watching with a coach that he doesn't agree with and has a toxic relationship with, that is gonna be on stream at the same. What the fuck psychotic world am I living in? That this was a good idea. Surdy, get your bag, to be very clear. Like, get your, like, you get that coaster, like, get your subs, do all that. By all means, you do you. What the fuck is Dig Management doing?
Dude. I don't know. I mean, I completely forgot about that, and it shows how bad the video was that I forgot. Like, I wasn't paying attention enough, or just like went through it and just went, okay, whatever. But that is so bad.
Bro, think about this. The next content creator that comes into Dignitas, if you try and sign a content, like, think about it. Like, I'm going to be a free agent here. You think that I ever want to go to an org that the last time you announced a content creator, this was what happened?
And Khan has a point, like, maybe you're trying to get people to watch Surdy to see how he reacts to it, right? But that, we gotta remember, that's not like fans you're building.
No, you're building up Surdy when you're doing that.
Yeah, that's hate watching, or that's just people like showing up to see. Really, it is just hate watching. It's people showing up to see the blow up, and that's it. We're all people who aren't Dig fans there to see if Dig loses and go and see what Surdy says and go, "Yep, this is what I said," and just do that or something. Like, that's what everyone would be showing up to.
Yeah.
Like, they're not gonna show up there like to be like, oh man, I really hope that this, like, yeah, I guess it is better than no watchers. But it's like one of those some press is better than, no press or whatever. Like, all press is good press. It's not really, because if you're Dig, you have no fans. And by the end of this, you'll probably still have no fans.
Yeah. If anything, you boost
Now,
up
I know
you boost up Surdy for him to leave and go elsewhere. Like, that's
they
exactly
thought this
what's
was
going to
their
happen.
like TL moment with Dardoch, right? In that one, I can't remember what it was called.
Breaking point.
Yeah, Breaking Point. But also, I think they forget, like, Breaking Point wasn't a good thing for them at the time, and it didn't It wasn't good publicity for them. Like
No.
everyone made fun of them during Breaking Point.
And the other thing that was key with that was you had management in that video the entire time acknowledging how things got fucked up along the way. And like the
Hmm.
difference between that is like imagine TL Breaking Point, but the entire thing is just a fan cam of Dardoch.
Yeah,
Imagine how
yeah,
different that is. Like in hindsight, luckily with TL Breaking Point, is like, oh, we got, it kind of built up that moment from them where it's like now, like, who it put Steve very much on the map, even more so than he was
yeah,
before. Like, it built up other people that were still going to be with the org.
yeah. And ultimately, it led to like gross salary inflation. Breaking Point did because, like Khan said, Steve had to get out the wallet, go get a deal with Disney, and essentially broke the league. Like TL spent so much money that every other team, like TSM, wanted to keep winning, so they started spending a lot of money too, and everyone went, why has TSM done this? But at the time, I was like, bro, TL is spending more than us and losing. Like this is nuts. Like they're spending so much money to win. This is crazy. And people were just like, why is TSM doing this to us all? And I was like, all right. And it worked. He went on a crazy PR campaign with a ton of money,
He
and
did.
he showed what you can get. Like, it totally worked. TL became heroes overnight from that. Well, like, I would say over season.
Yeah.
Like, they all of a sudden became the poor little guy who had a backing of millions, I mean millions of dollars, who was the poor little guy who rose from the trenches and finally won with an $8 million roster
They
and
won.
showed us what it takes.
They won that $20 scratch off. They won the $10 million for
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
fucking, they went for it, buddy. They went for it.
And everybody was like, that's good for you, bud. And if I feel like that's what Dig would have to do at this point.
Yeah.
They'd have to get like some insane investor to pour so much money, and everyone would still say they'll mock them. But 4 championships later, you eventually gotta respect their ability to spend money and
Yeah.
go, "That's impressive." Like that's what Dig would have to. You just have to like win so much that people go, "This is absurd." Like, good for you for blowing that much cash.
Yep. And
Although
even
that would actually kill the league
it
at
would.
these
It would
numbers.
quite
Yeah.
literally kill the league,
Yeah.
which is wild. And it's like I don't know where you go from here.
Yeah.
I don't. Like I'm lost for words of just, and the worst part is I come out with a video today saying we need continuity in this region. And
And then you
within
still want
within
Dig gone.
6 hours of that, no, I'm not going to say that. Within six
Oh,
hours of
okay.
that, an org makes a decision so fucking dumb that I'm sitting here like, I'm reading through the replies and it's like, somehow Immortals left and yet they're still here. And I'm like, fuck, this isn't the continuity that I wanted. But what has to happen is like, whoever owns Dignitas, like the group that owns like the New Jersey Devils and all them, somebody in that org needs to give a shit and come in, see the league program, like accurately assess everything and restaff. Like, you got to. Because whoever is making the decisions around the League of Legends program right now is burying it 6 feet under.
Yeah. No, and I mean the thing is you want continuity, but that I am at this point where it's like, okay, let's think about this. You let them go, right? It's one more go. At this point, continuity shot. You might as well clean slate if you're actually going to keep cleaning house the way they're doing it, and just start with what you want. If you're right games, that's what I'm not getting here. Like, you can get rid of Dig right now because at this point you're getting rid of. You might as well dump one more who doesn't even matter to the overall theme of your project, and go get somebody who actually cares. Like, because it's insane to me that, like, in the process of TSM, CLG, 100 Thieves, Dig has been here this long.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, I think the girl who eats mold might be the only person I've seen say they're a Dig fan in the past 4 years of watching LCS into LTA.
Yeah.
I never see Dig fans in the wild. I
No.
just don't.
Neither do I. I
And
know like one
Surdy
or
was
two
the
from like way
first
back when.
thing that people like talked about becoming a Dig fan for, and that has gone obviously horrible. So
Here, okay. You know what? Fine, you've convinced me on that. We need continuity from 2026 on.
yes,
So
yes, I agree with that.
I've been on the push that hey, we need the LCS branding back. Whoever made that decision,
Yep.
ugh, ugh. Make every fucking change that you're going to make now and don't touch it for 3 years. Like
Yeah.
like whatever you're gonna do, I will get into the format because I know we got only like 15 minutes left until you got to go. This is gonna be a shorter podcast for
Yeah.
those watching. Like
Sorry,
we
peeps.
we started a little bit late because Paul and I were talking about life for like 40 minutes prior to turning the cameras
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You need whatever change you're gonna make. This needs to be the final time. You have an excuse because 100 Thieves is leaving to do this. Because otherwise,
Yes.
people would have been like, hey, can we just go one fucking off season without any massive change? I'm not sure how I feel about the
Yep.
format of the LTA right now. Like, I really don't like it in terms of like the individual split formats. The split three, I don't. Maybe I'm just pessimistic because of 100 Thieves and everything else there. But I'm not feeling great about how this format is going to actually play out.
Mm-hmm.
And with that in mind, it's like, okay, for next year, I don't even care if we go to the LCK system or whatever it's going to be. Make all your fucking changes and do not touch a goddamn thing for 3 years. That has to be the play. That has to be the thing that you do. Because you like these changes every year, at what point have the variables become too intermixed that you can't determine what's what?
Yeah. No, yeah. And that's why I think this would have to be the last one, but if you're going to do this and we're constantly doing this revolving door, let's at least like let's rip off the band-aid and finish it up. Like get somebody you think can actually sit there and hold the slot and gain fans because right now, I think if you took the core of C9TL Fly with Shopify still around, you have to keep Line because you made that to the South America, and then the rotating slot, and then maybe push DSG into the dig spot, and whoever goes into the 100 Thieves spot. Well, DSG at least like Disguise cares. Disguise
He
Toast is doing a lot,
he does. I want to see more out of them personally, but that's just me.
but you could throw somebody in there, right? Who cares, and then keep your rotating slot. Even though I think that's really stupid. You shouldn't have a franchise league with one. But whatever, that's besides the point. But
Here
the you have to do something like that because you can't keep dig with those like 7 standard teams and say that you're putting in an effort.
here's what I would do if I'm Riot. Personally. Like obviously this is a entirely hypothetical situation. This is made up in its fullest. I would buy out every single contract for the LTA North. I turn into a full partnership system. Guarantee that C9, FlyQuest, TL, Shopify are there. They put in their time. Give Lion their spot because they deserve it at
Yep.
that point. Who else am I missing? Then the other three are 100T, Disguised, and Dig.
Yeah.
Those three are gone. Okay, assuming
Yep.
Disguise like retain. I'm gonna assume Disguise
Unless he wins.
retains.
Yeah.
Yeah, assuming they retain their spot. All right, so we keep that promotion relegation slot in there. That means you have two open ones. You get rid of Dig, 100 Thieves is gone.
Yep.
I'm pleading. If I'm right, I'm going on hands and knees to Optic and to FaZe and saying, hey, we're not going to charge you. Let's build. Let's
Well, we're
bring.
doing our dreams. Do that to TSO. Okay.
But do you think TSM has the assets and the people existing in their infrastructure to be able to do anything with it?
No, I think they'd have to tell them sell your things to somebody else and let the name alone. See if it can.
I mean but that's my thing is like
But
if
yeah,
I'm
I
talking
get what
about
you mean.
people that
I was
like
joking.
their
Yeah.
management and everything else there, I'm looking at
Pairs,
that
yeah.
or Mr. Beast. I mean, obviously Beast Gaming is like number one priority
I think
if you're
they already
thinking.
pissed him off so bad.
I
Billionaires don't.
I agree, but I'm going to
Yeah.
Optics the first one on my list. Optic Phase. I really from there. I mean maybe you go to Cadril and Los Ratones. I mean, but even that's kind of like because of the whole import rule stuff. But I think you try and bring Optic and Phase in there, and just allow that rivalry to exist on its own. Try and do your best to introduce some of the COD kids into it, brother. I'm too scarred. Nah, it's I'm not explaining that one again. I've got 20 billion videos uh on everything there. Same phase is not in gaming anymore. Counter Strike exists, but
Also, at this
Counter Strike
point,
and Call of Duty exist.
just to
Like,
answer Khan's point real quick about or his question about Dig, I would think if I'm a cutie pie, and I'm a cutie pie hasn't had anything to
no,
do
he
with them in
hasn't
so
done.
long.
No, he's
So
completely separate.
that is a good point from Khan. But going back to this, that that isn't a bad start if you did them.
But
I think like from an American perspective, and with what we know about all the teams, FaZe and Optic aren't too bad ones to go with. The problem is wondering can Optic keep it together, which I think they would
now they're in the
now.
position to. Yes.
Yeah, I think they would. It's it's just so difficult because I don't know other esports well enough to know how orgs are known in other esports and how they could grow in league or if they'd even want to come here. I think if you really wanted to give those guys like a permanent one, I think he'd have earned it and that money he could use wisely.
Yeah.
And I think he's not a bad choice. Like if you wanted to do it that way, but if you want to try to bring COD kids to league, then that's an idea
But I'm just
for
trying to think
sure.
of like who else do you get that makes sense? So not even
I
from
don't.
the
Yeah.
I just want the money part of this gone. I want the idea. Sentinels is the other one, obviously. That I was leaving out. That's obviously should be there.
Well, yeah, yeah. I
But
just assume we've had Sentinels
yeah,
in that.
Sentinels. We're not getting NRG back. They're in Valorant. Furia is already in the LTA South. So like you have a lot of
Yeah,
all of the like VCT Americas is covered by the North and the South, barring Sentinels. For people that want to be in.
yeah.
So like
And G2's not leaving Europe,
no,
so
no chance. So like I think those are the two that like if you're trying to build a product from the ground up and you don't have access to like any of the extreme things, like you're just trying to keep it native to esports because I knew con half a second
I don't think
beat me to the
Speed
Kai.
or Kai
No, they will and
Smith
that
have the time.
no, they have so much other shit going on. You need a esports org focus. And it's just like Riot phase one. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like if you're Riot and you want to save North America, actually take the steps that can give you a fighting chance. Because
Yeah,
letting a small to no name org come in and do the same shit that everybody else has been doing for years without a major co-streamer, without a major personality to buy into this shit, like you're done. You're done.
yeah, yeah. I can't really think of what else to do. I mean, my only other thought is Like you somehow, some way tie this to college. No, you
Even
get
that's like
two colleges in there. I know you can't
it's
because it
so the
wouldn't
college
work.
scene's also so small that it's like
It's
if
so
we're
shot.
talking tier one esports, you need tier one orgs to be able to be there. And like those are the answers, in my opinion. Like those are the two people that like I don't give a fuck what like this is one of those moments where I don't care if you've had a bad relationship, a bad past with each other, if there's animosity, bury the fucking hatchet and try and find a way to make it work. We are on our last legs of trying to save this region. Stop
Yeah.
pussyfooting around. And there's nobody in tier 2 NA that is going to pull that kind of fucking weight. Even
Hmm.
Luminosity pales in comparison to Optic, pales in
Yeah.
comparison to FaZe. Like, go to Riot
Yeah.
and have, like, or not Riot. Riot needs to go to those fucking teams and have that conversation. And just honest to God, admit that they need them.
Because I know I'm like always gonna be biased that I want TSM to come back because I want them to come back. So that's just life. And I know you're always gonna want Optic to come back because you like Optic. But if we're being real, I think what
If
Envy.
Envy, Astro,
You think Envy would be
I
good?
wouldn't be mad about that. I wouldn't because Hastro just got the org back from Optic. Like just recently got it back. And while I'm not the biggest Hastro fan, I know that he knows how to run an org well for the most part, barring whenever they like their money situation was always a little bit iffy. But like if you get them to come in at that partner spot and they're taking a reduced stipend, like here's the thing that people got to realize. You
Is
if
Envy
it
really that big a pusher?
No, but the people involved are good. The people involved in
Okay.
the org are really, really good. The difference between this is that, unlike the Call of Duty League, the Call of Duty League, you need to buy your way in. Riot has the slot that they could give out. And the second they give out the slot, guess what? Envy gets a portion of the revenue pool, and that's your operating budget right there. Does that mean you have a lot of money? No, absolutely not. But you have money to work with. Like, that is your stipend each and every year to work off of. You're break even from the jump.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
Falcons. Yeah. Falcons
Yeah,
does
I
feel
mean,
like.
God.
Which Falcons is
Falcons
the
should be
team
in.
I'm worried doing exactly what I just said about Dig.
Yeah.
The winning a bunch of championships, but simply because they just showed up with crazy amounts of capital and
And
said,
what's dumb is that
why not?
they should be over in Europe. It's
Yeah,
literally
EMEA. Well,
Europe,
remember,
Middle East, Africa.
EMEA only stands for E. They would never let Team Falcons in LEC, bro. You know that's true.
Why are they coming at like your whole regional
They don't.
system is fucked if you do
Because
that.
you gotta remember, though, and I don't mean this like in a rude way to LEC, but LEC is very like in their bubble. And I know they represent all of EMEA theoretically, but they don't. They're Europe. Like, that's about it. And they like their bubble, and they're not going to leave that bubble. And, like, Falcons would take a lot of. What would it be? It would take a lot of time and talk, and it would take a very nuanced audience, right? Because Falcons is a very controversial thing to
Oh, it's
join. I mean, if we're being
beyond.
real, I don't think Europe would be willing to have that conversation or want to. I think that would be something NA is desperate enough to be willing to do,
Ugh, I
or low enough to be willing. Like, and that's why I mean, I don't like, I'm not hating on EU for that. I'm just saying they are in a position where they can say, we don't need you. I think if you're watching NA, they're like desperate enough to be like, we could use an influx.
yeah.
But the problem is, if you let Falcons in here, I don't think it does a lot of good
No, it doesn't grow. Like
because
it doesn't bring that audience.
yeah, I know Falcons has the same backing as EWC. I just don't think they care. I think they have enough money.
Yeah.
Like in a wouldn't care. Now, why I think it's weird that they're not in LEC and they're being blocked from buying an LEC spot, and it doesn't make sense to me, is why do they call themselves EMEA?
Okay, Knox, let me
That's the part that's
it
so
brings a
confusing.
different audience, but it's not an audience that's going to show up to in-person events like that. It is not an American based, it is not a North American based audience that you're bringing in the region. Like at that point, you fucking merge regions. Like again, they are a Middle East team. You need
Yeah,
them in the fucking Middle East region.
yeah, you would think.
The Envy conversation brings an interesting one for me. Bring Optic and Envy in. Then you have a
Yeah,
rivalry there between the two of them as well. Like if you're gonna bring in two new people, you need two new people that can bounce off each other. And Optic and
yeah.
Phase, Optic and Envy, that shit works well.
I mean, Team Falcons is probably coming. I mean, if we're being honest, it's number 7.
I don't know.
I
We'll
only
see.
think Riot can keep. I mean, Riot can only keep going. No, we don't really like the way you think here. While also allowing all their teams to compete in their tournaments and advertising for them for so long.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, they're obviously just slow working the fans into being comfortable with this decision to let them in some way.
You're not wrong.
And if LEC, I think LEC always takes a firmer stance than we do, and they do it a lot different. Like the way they dealt with G2. I mean, if G2 wasn't in Aorg, we would have gotten rid of G2.
Yep.
For being real.
Also, I love that Aries just realized that Lacey, Ronaldo, and Jason the Ween are in phase and very quickly realized that them watching the LCS would kind of be a big thing, especially against Ludwig too. Imagine imagine their streams again or their co-stream versus Ludwig's co-stream. It would be great.
Yeah.
But we
I
are
mean,
we are out of time for you. So I do need to
yes.
run predictions because the LTA is kicking off this week.
Yeah.
And while we don't know the schedule going forward, we do know the 4 matchups, and I want to get our prediction counter back up and going.
Yep.
And I'll get a graphic going and post those every Friday. But we're gonna go same rules as before. 1 point for
Yep.
the winner. 1 point if you get the series score correct. Like a bonus point if you get the series score correct.
Yep.
If you also predict the winner.
Yep.
First matchup, FlyQuest disguised. Disguised notably with who's coming in? Rascal ADC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Rahel.
Or Rahel, sorry.
I think I feel pretty comfortable going with a FlyQuest 2.0.
I also feel good going with the FlyQuest 2.0. There's really not much I can say on that front. I think it's going to be probably the most lopsided matchup of the weekend, without question.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah.
Cloud9 versus Lion. Cloud9 coming off of a pretty bad MSI, or not MSI, pretty bad
Yeah.
EWC performance. Lion also made roster changes, and I can't remember. Zamudo is in for top lane for Licorice.
Yep.
And wasn't there one other one?
I thought that was it. Did they change their support as well?
I don't think so.
Because the support is the name of the team too. I would think he would stick around.
I think he's there. I don't think who's their ADC for Lion? Wasn't that
Henna.
Henna? Yeah, Henna's there. Saint still in mid. Not Jose Diodo.
Oh, I can't remember the jungler's name, but he is a homer. Doesn't matter really, because they're Audi Land maybe.
Oh yeah, you're right. Adilan. Yep.
But I think Cloud9 isn't happy how AWC went.
Yeah.
And wins 2-0. And they really want to prove something.
I am also with you. 2-0 C9 over Lion, without question.
This is the one where I'm struggling.
I'm gonna do you a favor. This is my team. As always, I will not pick against them in any way, shape, or form. Ride or die until the end. I stick through that. 2-100 Thieves, but you are dumb if you do not pick TL2-0 in this situation.
Why? You
Because
guys have the
did you see
narrative.
the G2 scrim results?
No.
TL was beating the shit out of him.
TL being a scrim team, good for them.
TL was naturally good
G2 also
until
sucks. So.
TL with Yuji in the roster full time now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I feel like it's gonna be decent.
I'm gonna go TL 2-1. But I do think that we get what seals it is somewhere in there an APA Ziggs game happens after that buff.
Yep.
He like really feels himself for that one game.
Yep.
I want to say 2-0 to be honest, but I think 2-1 is like I think 100 Thieves puts up some fight.
I hope we do.
I don't think they've rolled over.
I hope we do. I just think TL. I think TL is going to bounce back really, really strong in the split, personally. And the final matchup of the week, Shopify versus Dignitas. Dignitas with a unannounced top laner that's not in the global contract database after the period of roster lock. So maybe fucking maybe Surdy will be playing. Who knows?
I think we 2-0, and mainly because of the fact it doesn't matter who they put in top. Fudge is actually playing well. And they pretty much suck everywhere else. So I feel pretty good about us doing well. And I mean no offense to them, they're trying their best. But they are pretty bad at most things. So beating them shouldn't be a problem. But if we don't, it would be pretty typical with how Shopify functions. Blippo is Fudge's daddy. Alright, well, that's just complete cap.
How you doing, Chunky?
What do you mean? Fudge absolutely owns Blippo. Blippo needs a whole team to bail him out. You guys, honestly, I hate to tell you if you're a Blippo fan, you'd be beating Koreans without him.
Well, Gakos could be starting.
Would be getting...
Don't forget,
yeah,
Gakos is there. I'm telling you, I'm curious to see who starts this weekend. If it's going to be Blippo or if they immediately pull the.
Would be climbing higher if it wasn't for the fact they were stuck with old Blippo running it down every other game.
So you're going 2-0 Shopify over Dig?
Yeah. Yeah.
I also am going to go 2-0 Shopify over Dig. I think I'm pretty solid on that. So we had all the same picks other than the 100 Thieves series.
Your boys. I kind of want to flip that to 2-0, but I don't. I think 2-1 is real.
I'm scared about how lopsided this first 3 weeks is going to be.
Yeah. Well, it's just going to get worse because you get to pick your opponent. So, what's the... Yeah. Whatever. I'll let us end.
Yep. That's pretty much it.
The format is another next week conversation.
Yeah, it is. We'll save it for then because then we'll have a draw and we'll be able to get the first feel for how this is going to work, and it'll be a better time to have that discussion there.
It'll be fun.
I'm just happy that the LTA is back. I'm sad that my team is going, but that's going to be it for us on episode 182 of the Crossover Podcast. If you haven't done so, be sure to join the Shy Knockers LTA fantasy group. The link is on Twitter. Join our Discord to talk shit in the esports chat. If you can't handle banter, it might not be the place for you, but if you can, it's pretty fun. Beyond that, any final words?
Go Shopify. I think this is the split. I'm feeling good about it. At worst, we'll figure out what we need to replace. Probably mid lane, probably some bottom lane. I think our top side's actually good enough to keep. So I'm feeling pretty good about this one. And low key, it's just on the skill position to show that they're worth keeping. That's it.
And I'm just saying, I know a mid laner that's going to be hitting the market at the end of the year that you could probably buy him out beforehand. So that's all.
So hard.
That's all I'm saying. That if I was Shopify, I'd be throwing cash at Quid right now.
Did Charlie just do 2 extra streams? He could literally pay for it in 2 streams.
Dude, he could do a fun. If him and Ludwig did a like a code or a stream that was just pure like every donation, every
Dude,
sub goes to paying for Quid's
I would
contract to get him out of 100
die.
Thieves. That would be think about how you might it wouldn't convince me because I don't think Shopify will end up being my team because they're focusing on the whole
Oh,
Toronto thing. But like that would like go a long way. That's all I'm saying.
it would.
All right, we'll catch y'all later. See you next week. Bye bye.